Morning, afternoon, everyone's coming on at different times. All you need are your gliders today. If you want a set of weights, go ahead and grab those. And the neck or kneeling pad if you tend to use them. We're not going to use these right away. So go ahead and tuck those off. We're just going to start with a bit of free flow. Find yourself in the center of your mat, thinking of drawing in from pubic bone, belly button to rib cage. Zipper up and just start a nice little sway. My whole room is quite crooked today. I'm looking at the screen. Sorry, guys. Hopefully that doesn't make you move crooked. Just rock it back and forth. Draw on the abdominals gently. Think inhale, nose, exhale, mouth. And then just leave that foundation strong. Take an inhale, reach it up to the sky. Exhale, hands center heart. Let's roll it all the way down. So if you're a little tight, hands on the quads, down to the shins, down to the floor. Passive squat as deep as you feel you can go first thing this morning. Inhale all the way up. I'm going to heel toe wider. Those hips are a little tight today. Up, hands down, center heart. And again, support or no support. Roll it all the way down. Tailbone, head heavy. And one more time. Just feeling where that range is going to let you go. Big breath up. Exhale, coming all the way down. We're going to stay down here this time. So if that's a little tight, you're up here. Otherwise, down you go. And let's just start that little bit of spinning. So with your feet, make sure you articulate right up and really push those knees from left to right. With the hands, change your hand positions. So go on your knuckles a little bit. Go down to your palm facing your wrists in and move left and right. Then maybe face palms up. Again, don't weight bear super heavy if palms are up here. And just kind of play with those hands as well as your feet. Find it nice and low and then slowly peel vertebrae by vertebrae. Stack it to the top. Big inhale at the top, you guys. Exhale, hand center heart. Stay here, turn your feet parallel. Reach out, spread out your fingers, pull your palm back. Lift your heart open. Exhale, nice little heart hug, come down. Let's go again, pull those arms back, lift your heart, big breath. Opposite arm on top, pull forward, heart hug down. And one more time, just to the center, you guys. Lift that heart, and then let those arms just gently go down. Find your first squat position, hands on quads, booty back. And then exhale as you tuck that tailbone. Now I like to slide my hands just down my glutes, and then really feel a little extra, little pull here, and then squat it down. So we're going to exhale to round into angry cat. Inhale to find neutral spine, neutral pelvis, squat. 2 more. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, squat. And one more time. Tuck that around and squat. Now stay in the squat, reach the arms out, and then just push your hands to the back. Extend the shoulders, extend the hips and legs. Inhale, everything flexes, and we extend. Let's go 4 more. And 4. Nice big range of movement, right, guys? And go 3. And last 2. Press that out. And last 1. And press. And then reach to the sky. Come around the corner. Come all the way to the ground. Bend the knees when you need to. If you don't need to, do not bend those knees. Look through the legs. Give the head a little no at the very bottom. And then bend the knees quite deep. Articulate the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, hands down, center heart. As if you're holding a platform, hips stay square to me. Rotate through the rib cage. Again, watch the pelvis doesn't go. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. One more time each way. Rotate round. Just starting to wake up that rotational movement in the spine. Bring it back to center. Reach the arms to the sky. Over goes one arm. Reach with the other. Lean the hips in opposition. Bring your feet in tighter if you want. And then look to the floor. Here you can either hold still or pulse a bit. That arm dangling down, go ahead and let it stir the pot. Find the biggest breaths you can, opening up the intercostal muscles on the side of the rib cage. Go ahead and circle the other way. Take that top arm and just float it down. So you're in forward flexion facing the floor. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, off goes the other arm. Again, reach actively through the top arm, lean the hips in opposition, and then stir the pot. Try to keep the body somewhat between 2 planes of glass. If that's feeling a little too much, forward flexion just a small amount. Rotate the other direction with the arm. Glance down to the floor. Let everything rotate all the way down. And then just stack those shoulders as you come up. Find yourself at the end of the mat. And we're just going to free flow a little bit here, you guys. Reach the arms, come around the corner, find your hands on the ground, big bend in the knees, walk out to cat in 4, 3, knees down on 2 and 1. Uncurl the toes to start with, and let's just get a little sternum drop going. So knees, hips, hands all nice and square alignment. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Drop through your shoulder blades, press away. So the only thing moving here is the shoulder blades. Tendency will be to move the spine. Keep the spine as neutral as you can. Go ahead and press away, stay away, and let's articulate. Round into angry cat. Big breath out. Lean your glutes down towards your heels. Walk your fingers too far forward. Feel those lats get a little stretch. Big breath here. Exhale, come up in that rounded angry cat. Go through your neutral into your cow. Tailbone up, head bone up, head bone. You have a head bone today, guys. Head up and find it strong. And then go through neutral, round all the way out on the exhale. Hinge back. Again, I like to walk those fingers forward, so just feel that little extra stretch going on there. And big breath in as you come back into your angry. And exhale through your neutral into your cow. And then find your neutral. Let's thread our needle. Take your one hand through. Reach it as far as you can. Now, if you can get the neckline and the shoulder down, more so the shoulder versus the neck, go ahead and bring the arm up. Or link it behind the back and open your shoulder. If you cannot get that shoulder down, please don't remove your hand. It's too much pressure into the neckline. Big breath here. Bring your hand down, press away, and let's settle into the other side. So just thread that needle down past your thigh. Rotate that shoulder, tuck it under, kind of like you're tucking in a bed sheet, right? So you're tucking it through. And then if your shoulder is down, go ahead and reach, or you can anchor and open a bit deeper. I like to look back towards the backside of my booty. Big inhale here, stretch it out. And as you exhale, bring that hand down, press away, and find yourself into your neutral again. Go ahead and curl your toes. Let's get a little pins and needles. So remember, with the curling of the toes, the tendency is to sickle out on the big toe. Try and get that big toe right underneath as you heel backwards. So sit backwards into your heels. Again, bunions or arthritis in the feet, sometimes that's a little difficult, so go where you can. If this is okay, walk it up. So you've got a bit more pressure into the foot. If the knees don't like this, just walk it up and then come taller in your hips, right? So pressing into those feet, reach the arms down and open that chest line. So if that interlacing of the hands is not happening, you're going to reach the arms and lift here. If you can interlace, you're going to reach and pull those arms away from your booty. Lifting that heart, getting into those extensors a bit. One more big breath for me. And slowly come out of that. Hands back into that strong position. Paddle out your toes. Hopefully those are getting a little warmer. Move the hands what feels too far forward and the knees slightly back. And we're going to get a little extension here. So come all the way down. And on this one, we're going to relax out the glutes, open the legs, just a little lateral rotation. Let the booty go, let the tummy go. Only come as high as that Mackenzie extension where you feel you're not lifting your core, right? Everything's relaxed and you're just finding movement in the spine. And then gently come down. Let's just do 2 more. Nice and floppy for me. Inhale up. Don't think of engaging, so that may not be very high. You are going to gently come down. Feel some compression in the spine. That's the idea here, right? So this is not necessarily a Pilates movement. This is more of that opening into the spine, getting mobility in our spine. Beautiful. Bring it down. Now let's go Sphinx a bit more connected. Just wake up those nice strong extensors. So I'm making 11s with my elbows, hands to the floor. I'm putting more pressure towards my elbow as I retract my shoulders down and away. From there, I am going to lift up the abs. So instead of letting yourself go Gumby, lift that up. If the neck will invite, look forward. So now we've got retraction in the shoulder. We've got those hands and elbows pulling back towards our thighs. The chin is up, and here we're drawing the abdominals in. Try and find some really big breaths, you guys. Hard position to get an open breath. 3 more big breaths for me. Last 2, inhale nose, exhale mouth. 1 more, gang. On this exhale, turn your elbows out, slowly bring that down. Give that little booty a wiggle left to right. Bring your hands beside you, laterally rotate out the legs a little stronger. Let's do just 2 swans here. Push that marble with the nose, pull the abs in. Let's extend up, see where your spine will go. And bring it down. We're gonna come back to this. We're just getting everything kind of warmed up. Lengthen it up, draw those abs into your pubic bone very well. Might come off now if you're drawing in, and lengthen back. Bring your feet back into parallel sits, hands by your chest line, press back. And let's start a little pouncing cat here. So I'm going to keep my toes curled under. I'm going to start my pouncing cat with knees down. You guys know if you're ready to put those knees up, go right ahead into your full. So if it's feeling good, up you go. And I'm in my full pouncing cat. As I find that pouncing cat, I am staying in a slightly supported spine in the extended position. If this is working for you today, you're going to lift one leg as you pounce forward and then pounce back. Lift the other leg. Optional, right? If I'm on my knees, I can extend one leg and extend the other. Totally up to you. So shoulders, knees, hips, ankles, wrists, everything's starting to move, guys. Let's go 3 more. Use your breath. Exhale 2. And last 1. Leave your feet down, lift your hips, find your first down dog. So I'm going to wiggle my feet in a little closer and drop my heels. If I can't get the heels down, bend the knees, lift the heels slightly. That's perfectly fine. Here I'm going to find my poodle wag. Wiggle your tailbone from left to right. Find your breath. Now bring your chest out slightly so you're over your wrists a bit more. Move your feet back and paddle. Get into your calf line. Mind's eye, where are thy shoulders? Get them away from your ears, you guys. Find your connections. Leave your feet flat. Walk your hands to your feet. In 4, 3, all the way in on 2 and 1. Let everything dangle ragdoll. Bend those knees. And then bend deeper. Peel vertebrae by vertebrae. Big breath at the very top. We're going to walk right out again, you guys. Roll it down. Hands to the floor. Walk it out. 4, 3, all the way out, full plank. 2, 1. Go to your knees if you want to. On this one, the pouncing tat's going to change a bit. I'm going to drive one leg in. I've chosen my left. In and out. After you do your first 1 or 2, you can kind of reset your hands if you need to. Again, if you don't want to be on the toe, you can come to the knee and kick out, right? Or I'm in my full. I like to flex my foot as I reach it to the sky. Go 2 more. And go 1. Take that leg, drive it forward. Drive that leg forward. We're going to come back to the leg work. So I just want you to put your knee down, uncurl the toe, and press into your hip flexor stretch. Now, if this is tight, stay here. If you're okay, one arm and the other. If you're still okay, bind one foot and then try and rotate shoulder and hip to the front. If you're okay, you're going to grab both hands behind, open that chest. So go where you feel comfortable here, you guys. Inhale, exhale. Try and get those hip flexors open a bit. You also feel that quad. One more big breath. Gently let go of the back leg. Laterally rotate out your front hip. Spin it out. Come down to the hands. If it feels good, go ahead and come down to the elbows. I'm staying higher today, but if you want to go down, please go ahead. If it feels good, place your hand into your knee and you can rotate your spine, take a peekaboo over your shoulder. Couple inhales, exhales. Breathe as you go. Bring that foot back into parallel and hinge your hips back for a little hammy stretch. Point and flex that front foot. Inhale, exhale here. And then both hands to the inside, bring the leg all the way around, and we're going to do the other leg. So curl your toes when you're ready. Lift, find your down dog. Couple little paddles. And then we're not walking in. We're going to walk our hands forward, find our plank, opposite knees. Remember, I could be down on the knee or lifted into the toe. Press and pull. Make sure you switch legs here, guys. Let's go. 4 more. And 3. Nice. And 2. On this last one, we're going to drive that knee forward, right? drive it. So what I do is as I drive, I lift a hand so I can get that knee there. And then go ahead and drop down that knee, bring it up. So I'm going to let you guys go as deep as you want in this stretch. I got some funky stuff happening in my back hip, so this is where I'm going to go, which is not nearly as deep as you know you can, right? So if you feel good, lean forward more. One arm in the other. One arm goes behind. You grab the foot, both arms behind. Go where you want to, guys. Honor your body. When you got stuff going on, you got to be careful with it, right? Lift that hip. Inhale, exhale. Gently release out of whatever bind you were holding. Take that front leg laterally rotated out. Come down to the hands or the elbow. Elbows if you want. And then go ahead and place that elbow into the knee. Get some nice lateral rotation on this hip. Here you can sway side to side if it feels good in the spine, you guys. Cycle your breath for me. And then slowly bring it back to center and hinge those hips to the back. Point in front, flex that front foot a little bit if it feels good. Cycle the breath here, gently draw on your abdominals. And then both hands to the front, inside leg, bring that leg around. Go ahead and pull your mat back a little bit. Doesn't have to be all the way to halfway. You don't have to put, if you've got more space, you don't have to do that. I don't have a lot of space here. I'll go out of the camera. So I've done that so I can bring my gliders into my hands. From here, the hands go onto the gliders and pull it in nice and tight. Tuck your tailbone under a little bit. So from here, I'm just going to press my arms out and widen for a little push-up and then pull them back in. So if I'm a little tighter, my push-up will be in a 90-degree hip position as I come down. If I'm okay, I'll go a little farther, tuck the tailbone and go down. If I'm still okay, I could curl those toes, press out, go down, and then I have to put my knees down to come back in. If you don't have to, you can keep your knees up the entire time. So there's lots of different ways to intensify this. If you can do a full push-up, but you can't push in and out in the full push-up, put the knees down in the transition. Let's just do 2 more here, you guys. Keep your abs connected. And give me 1 more. Pull all the way back, uncurl the toes, and come up into your thigh stretch. So give me a little lateral rotation. Now, if you have any knee stuff going on, you can kind of wrap that mat a second time or a third time. Find a slightly supported pelvis. And then lean back with your thighs. And then come up gently with those thighs. Perfect. So keep your rib hip. Don't let this all be back movement. Lean back with your quad. Come up with your quad. Now, upper torso is heavy, so your option is to add the arms if you want, and then thoracic spine and neckline, give a little more extension, come back into connection, and pull forward. Let's do 2 more. Lean back with the thigh, open the arms as an option, connect that in, and pull it forward. 1 more time. Lean back with that quad. Open that up. Bring it back in. Pull it forward. Put your gliders a little farther forward. Don't put your hands on them. Curl your toes. Lift. Walk it in. And then just bend those knees. Find a little recovery in your ragdoll for a moment here. Swing it side to side. Take a big breath. And then just let everything roll as you stack to tall, roll those shoulders. So we're going to get a little deeper into the legs, you guys. You don't have to move your mat. If you have space, don't worry about it. I'm folding mine in half just because that way I don't go out of the film line. There it is. So find the foot, the ball of foot, towards the inside of your glider. So I'm not right in the middle. I'm kind of to the inside. From here, I'm just going to start a little circle on one leg. Just that nice little circle. So make sure you've got that pad of foot. The leg I'm standing on is in a slight lateral rotation. If I've decided to add hand weights, I can start a low stir of the pot. If I'm feeling good, I can start a higher stir of the pot. That takes gravity more against that deltoid set of muscles. And then circle the other way. Go 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then settle into that. Wiggle to the other side. Ball a foot. Standing leg slightly laterally rotated. Start your circle first. So I'm not really bending and straightening my standing leg. I'm just moving my hip. And then my arms start low or they go big. Inhale, exhale. Breathe casually. And then switch directions on your circles, both arms and legs. Everything is stable. 2 more. And 1. Wiggle, come out of that. And let's focus just on one leg. So I'm doing my left. I have a slight lateral rotation on the standing, and I'm going to press that out. My arm is just going to start a nice row. So your resting hand on your quad is actually going to give your core support. So if you want to work harder, let it dangle to the side. My leg is going straight out to the side of the body, not back yet. Go 4 more. Row. 3, 2, get your booty back. 1. Now stay down as low as you can. Kind of put more pressure into your standing leg. Lift your glider leg. Yeah, so if that's difficult, stand taller, right? Otherwise, down we go. Row and lift. 4, 3. If you need to, you could bend your knee here, right? 2, 1. Find your glider. Pull it all the way in. So let's do a combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go 2 more. Press. 1 more for me, guys. Lift. Bring it all the way home. Give a few little wiggles. And let's set the other side. So just start with that leg gliding straight out from your hip. Standing leg is bent. And if you're standing tall, shift your hips back. So there's a forward lean happening here, right? Then when I'm ready, I go to an upright single arm row. Other arm is dangling. As deep as you want. If I want to stay deeper, I can. And then start your ups and downs. Let's go 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Now stay out there, guys. Stay out there. Find this leg. Lift, lower. Add your row if it feels good. 4 more. 3 and 2. Nice. Find your balance point. On this one, reach, find that glider. Combo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more for me. 1, 2. 1 more. Lift. Let it come all the way home. Wiggle. We're going to do it straight to the back, kind of like cross-country skiing, right? So straight off the back line. Arms are going to go in opposition. So I'm just going to reach as I alternate my arms. If this is working, slow it down and add a lunge to it. If that's hard on the balance, stay at the same height and just move the arms and legs without the lunge part. Go 4 more. Lunge is going to throw you off balance. 3, that's part of it, right? 2 and 1. Now change it to a bicep curl. 1, go back in 2, 3, go back in 3 and pull in. So hammer curl, regular curl, hammer curl, center. 1, 2, 3. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Pull in. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Lean forward on that front leg. Last time. Now let's just work one leg. Pick one leg. You can rest the hand or have it dangle down and in. Stay low. Stay low. Yeah. Bicep curls here. 5, 4. Stay as deep as you can. 3, 2, 1. Keep that knee in, but toe lifted. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall. Ooh, hello, legs. Other leg, you guys. Find yourself low. Push and pull. So this time, double arm triceps. So instead of biceps, kick back tries. Yeah. Now sink as low as you can. Get your booty back. Check the front knee. Watch it's not kind of collapsing. 3 more. 2, and 1. Pull it in, leave it tucked in, pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and power up. Lovely, you guys. Leave those gliders at the front. Find your mat just kind of in center, and go ahead and put your weights down. Find yourself towards what you'd consider the front of your mat. If you're halving the mat, that's fine. If your mat is out and long, that's great too. Lateral rotation. I'm just going to go for some booty squats here, guys. So nice, strong, passive squat. Get your bum down there. And then lengthen, come all the way up, push the arms. Exhale all the way down. Inhale all the way up. One more time, all the way down. Now, if that is a difficult movement, stay with that. Otherwise, 3 stand-ups, roll, come back up. So down we go. Give a little roll. Get your feet underneath you. Power it up. Optional, right? Down we go. You can just work on your passive squats. Get your feet underneath and press. One more time. Fully round your spine. Roll like a ball. Bring it back up. Power it away. This one, roll down, stay down. Big booty squat. Roll. Sit on your booty. Beautiful. Extend those legs out. So my legs are reaching as if my mat, pretend you've got a full mat and your heels are lined up with that side of the mat. If you're having a hard time sitting tall, you're going to grab that pad, stick it underneath the butt, right? And then we're just going to go for a little spine twist. So I can see my hands in peripheral, hips are square. I'm going to rotate for 3. Inhale, rotate. Rotate a bit deeper. Rotate a bit deeper, look to the backhand, and then look to your knees. Make sure the leg that you're turning towards didn't just get shorter. That's a pelvis movement. Inhale, center. This is rib cage. Inhale, rotate, and your neck. Inhale, rotate. Rotate a bit more, look to the backhand. Exhale, center. Let's do it again. Inhale, rotate. Sit super tall. Rotate. Rotate, peekaboo to the backhand, working in neck alignment too. And center. Last one, you guys. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Rotate a smidgen more. Bring it back. Let the arms go. Release those shoulders. So we're going to do a variation on spine stretch. Inhale, let the arms come up. Let your hands drift down. Let your neck drift down and maybe the first part of your thoracic spine. Leave what's down, down. Inhale, bring the arms up. You can see them in peripheral. Exhale, go a bit deeper. Lumbar spine stays vertical to the earth. So don't look for hammy stretch. Look for spine stretch. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, go a little deeper. Try not to fire up your quads here, guys. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, a little deeper. One last breath, and then come all the way to tall. Let's do it again. Float the arms. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms float. Exhale, spine goes farther. Inhale, arms float. Exhale, and one more. Inhale, arms float. Go ahead and enjoy a hamstring stretch on this one. Stretch as far forward as you feel comfortable. Let your head dangle. Big breath here. And then peel yourself to tall. Roll those shoulders. Bring your booty to the very end of your mat. So super close to the end, especially if you've got a half mat going. Bring your gliders in close, but not right underneath your bum, to the side so that they're easy to grab. Grab behind your knees. Heels together, toes apart. So I'm grabbing behind my knees, but I'm bringing my heels together, toes apart. I'm going to do a little bit of sacral rock here. So in this position, I'm going to rock off my sits bones and inhale and grow. Exhale, rock off your sits. Don't lose your chin in your chest. About a fist difference. Scoop the abdominals and lengthen up to your sits bones. Now, as we scoop this time, I'm going to lift my feet off sequentially at the same time. Lift those feet off. Find that nice little balance point. And then feet go back down, but this time straighten the legs out. I have a lateral rotation. My legs are straight out. I'm going to scoop, hand change. I'm going to reach down towards my ankles. Find a rolling like a ball position. And then stretch out. Sorry, guys. Tickle going here. Exhale, scoop. Roll off your sits bones. Drag your feet out. Now stay here. Between the distance between the heels and the sits bones, the knees and the shoulders stays the same. Increase the crunch in your abdominals to roll like a ball. So let's go ahead and roll back. And then find your balance point and freeze. Inhale back, tailbone to the sky. Exhale, freeze. Be mindful. Don't throw your head to initiate the movement. Scrunch those abdominals. Scrunch. Is scrunch a word? Crunch and squeeze. Scrunch is our scrunch word today. Inhale back. Exhale, hold. We have one more. Inhale back. Exhale, hold. Now roll back, stay back. Roll back, stay back. Roll back and control the release. Beautiful. Go ahead and stretch those legs out. Give them a little paddle. Bring your bum towards the end of your mat, quite close. Gliders are still wide, but we're going to start with some toe taps. So find yourself in a supported spine. If you're feeling ambitious, you can put those weights in your hands. If you have anything going on in your neck, you can go ahead and give yourself a small headrest. Beautiful. Otherwise, rib hip in supported spine, knee fold one, knee fold the other. Try not to bring them in past 90. Put a brick wall in front of your quads. All right, and then a little bit of space between your legs. And all I'm going to do with the hand weights for right now is reach them up and pull them down. Reach them up, pull them down. Now, as I reach them, I'm going to do a slow toe tap. So one foot comes to the floor, and then I bring it down. Now, if you guys know you can go to straight leg right away, go right to your straight leg. I'm going to start here and then progress. Remember, as one foot taps down, you don't want to feel an arch occur. You want to keep a supported spine. If you're straightening the leg, your lever is heavier. You're going to have to tighten up that core a little bit more. If you're happy with these arms, stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to add an intensity on the arms. My arms are going to stay up. And as I extend a leg out, I'm going to turn my palm and reach my hands over my head. Inhale, reach. Exhale, in. Now, if this is still working for you and you're happy with it, you can go with straight legs on both and lower and lift more in a scissor. Really watch you're not losing that nice strong rib hip connection. Let's go 4 more. So choose whatever's working for you. Go 3 more. You shouldn't feel movement in your pelvis between the ribs and the hips. 2 more. And 1. And bend the knees down. Bring the arms down. Bring one leg down. Bring the other. And then just go ahead and give yourself a windshield washer. I'm going to take my palms, turn them to the sky, so my hands are kind of trapped down, opening my chest. Give a little windshield washer on your hips and your knees, and go ahead and lift up your hip a little bit. Lift up that pelvis, get a little extra stretch as you rotate from left to right. So we're going to go back to the toe taps, but we're going to do the double leg toe taps. If that's difficult, you can go back to the single that we just did. And you can go to straight leg if you know you want it a little harder. So find yourself slightly supported, connect into your arms, and again, they can stay going up and down this way, or they can stay going up and over. So from here, knee fold one, knee fold the other, little bit of space between your legs, and we're going to toe tap for 4, 3, it's slow, 2, 1. If you can touch down, try and see that you're touched down at the same time. 2, 3, 4, open, 1, 2, tighten up the core as those legs and arms go above, and bring it in. So we're loading and unloading the spine. Working for you, send those legs out in a double leg press, and then pull in. 2, 3. If you want to work a little bit more, you're going to bring the arms right down to your sides now. So we're going to go over the head, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3. So remember, if you know the intense options and you want to go there right away, please do so. I will always start with that kind of first stepping stone and take you from there. And I need you to stay where you feel challenged, yet still very connected. 2, 3. Last one. Don't let those ribs pop, guys. Out. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and release. Go ahead and put those weights down. We're going to do a little tabletop to open up the hips, and then get the hamstrings warmed up in the glutes. And then we're going to start some bridge. So come nice and tall. Ideally, fingertips are pointing to the bum. If you've got tight shoulders, point them out to the sides. Try to avoid here, right? And jamming out on that elbow. Bring your heels in close to your bum. And let's go for our first tabletop. Up you go. So if you notice your heels really close in, I want them in line with your knees. From here, if the booty's down and that's a big stretch, stay there. If you can lift those hips a bit more, go ahead. The head can look to the sky, go ahead. And then let that booty touch gently. Let's go 4 more. Exhale and lift. Inhale and lower. Again, if this is difficult on your wrist, go to your elbows. There is nothing wrong with me going here. right? I'm still getting my movement. I'm just taking out a little bit of the pressure in the shoulder. Give me one more and let's hold it for 5. Press up there. If the vision can go sky, go ahead. 5, 4, draw your abs in. 3, nice. 2, 1, bring it all the way down. Release out, roll those shoulders. Bring those gliders into sits bones lined up with your legs and your sits bones, and then come forward on your mat, right to the bitter end. Roll it down, and then get your heels on. So I literally want my butt almost falling off the end of the mat so that I can get a recovery by pulling my heels in tight, right? Otherwise, the mat will hit your gliders, and you won't be able to pull in. No headrest here, guys. Feet in parallel sits bones, a little bit of supported spine. Lift your booty an inch or two. If you feel okay, lift the arms. If you feel super good, lift the arms all the way. I'm going to leave my elbows down. And then I'm going to flex up my toes. So I'm finding tibialis anterior by drawing my toes up. And then put your toes down. Draw up, put them down. So here's just the feet. I'm holding my glutes up, not super high in my bridge, but I'm finding tibialis anterior. I'm lifting and lowering from the ankle, dorsiflexion. Go 2 more, and 1. Now lift them halfway up where you just feel most of your weight is in your heels. From there, glide your legs out. Try to let your bum go almost to the bottom, but not quite, and then pull it in. Glide it out almost to straight, and then pull in. You will bear down a little bit in your tricep as you pull in. That's okay. If when you go out, you lower down a little bit, and then when you pull in, you lift higher, that's perfect. That's fine. Right? So this is our hip lift. Inhale, press out. Pull in equally, pull. 2 more. Press it out. Exhale, pull in. 1 more time. Should feel those hammies. And pull in. Now go ahead and leave both legs out a little farther. So instead of being right underneath your knee, push them out a little bit. Put your hands on your butt cheeks, literally. And I want you to squeeze your glutes on and off. Squeeze, release, holding that hover, right? 5, 4, 3. Watch your knees aren't knocking way out to the side. Now push them a little farther out. Ooh, test the waters. And go ahead and squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2. Maybe you can go a smidgen farther. Now I'm weight bearing quite a bit into my elbows. That's okay. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now with an equal pull those knees in and lower the hips. So your feet, your shins will have worked, and your hamstrings. So give a little jiggle up there, you guys. Kind of stretch that all out. And then bring those feet back down for me. Find your gliders on only 1 foot. So 1 foot is not on the glider. 1 heel is. Slightly supported spine, I'm going to lift up. So I have 1 heel in the glider. 1 heel. I'm going to turn and face you on this, guys. So I have 1 heel staying on the ground, 1 heel in the glider. Without going up and down, my hips are slightly lifted. I'm going to push that 1 leg out towards straight and drag it in. Lower the bum, drag it in. So the trick here is to put more weight into the foot in the glider. If you're able to, when you press out, leave the foot down. When you pull in, see if you can take that foot off. Press it out, pull it in. Press it out, pull it in. 2 more. Press it out, pull it in. 1 more time, pull it in. Beautiful. Bring that booty down. Switch that to the other side. So 1 foot strong on the floor, 1 heel into the glider. Lift the hips, give me a slightly supported spine. I am definitely on my elbows. If you can work harder, by all means, get those hands up. Not going to happen here. I'm going to push out, pull in. Watch as you're putting more weight into the leg on the glider, that you don't rotate your pelvis open to the side, that you're still staying in that glute and ham. And just really think of exaggerating the weight into the one side if you can't lift off the leg. If you can lift off the leg as you pull in, bring it up. Mine doesn't happen very well. It's kind of sad looking. So if you're looking for me doing a great demo here, not really happening. Go ahead and play with that in your body. Go 1 more. Press it out, pull it in, release those hips down. Beautiful, you guys. Go ahead and keep the base leg bent. Bring up your other leg and let's point and flex into that hamstring. So if you need a stretch strap, remember always bring one to class. So you've got a stretch strap happening here. If this feels okay, you can straighten out your base leg. And I'm pointing and flexing the ankle so I get some movement because that shin just took a little bit of a workout. And then slowly switch. So I start with my base leg bent and I bring up that one leg. That feels okay. I straighten it out and I point and flex. Couple cycles of breath for me here, guys. And then bend both legs, grab underneath, and use that to roll yourself up. Beautiful. So we're just going to scooch those legs all the way around. Put your gliders to both sides, but tucked in tight, so there's no chance you're going to slip on them. And find a little mini down dog here, you guys, just to stretch out. So I've got a mini mat going. I'm going to leave my hands on and take my feet to the floor. It's up to you. Just make sure you don't slip and slide, right? Pawing at that, getting the calf stretched out. We are going to stretch out the shins at the very end, but if you're super tight right now in the shins, curl a foot under and give it a little stretch right off the bat. Drop both heels, stretch a little deeper into the hamstrings, open that up. Little no on the neckline. And then walk your hands to your feet in 4, 3. The hand is going to go flat, not fingertips. So if you have to bend your knees, please do so. Head looks through the legs, dangle. Bend the knees, drop the tailbone, curl the spine, body wave up. Whoo, hands down, center heart, give a little wiggle. We're going to go back into the chest work that we started with. We did the chest, but we didn't go all the way out in Superman. So we're going to go to hands for a little bit. Come down to your knees at the very, very top of your mat. Bring your gliders into either hands. Perfect. So I'm going to start with triceps first. So my hand is nice and wide, and I'm just in a 4-point stance. I'm not out here farther. If you can go out farther for this first part of triceps, go ahead. All right? So from here, I'm going to come forward and press away. So what I don't want to do is take the hands wide and go into dominantly chest work. I want to keep my hands close, lean forward, take the tip of my head towards the floor. And what will happen is the shins will lift. Shins stay down. They're an anchor point. Touch and press, or don't touch. If you're just reaching with your neck to get there, only go as far as you feel like you're staying neutral from the top of the head to the top of your tailbone. Go 2 more. So you should feel an exaggeration on the tricep. And go 1. Now we've already warmed up the chest, so we're going to go tricep to chest. So you're going to give me a little tricep, press it out, give me a chest. And then pull it back in. Tricep and chest. Now, if you can do a farther tricep, you'll keep your arms out there farther. So I'm only going to come part way, tricep and chest. Tricep and chest. If you need to pull farther back in, do so. You've got 3 more in your body, guys. Do what's challenging you. Nice. Make sure as you go farther out, you're not sticking that booty out. As you get way out there with a straight line, tuck your tailbone into supported, right? Go 1 more for me. And then pull all the way back. Now, if your knees are not having this 90 degrees as I sit back, I'm going to come up. If you want to still work those pins and needles, go ahead and curl the toes. Stretch strap. Or if you can put the pads of your hands together, push down through the sacrum. Open that, lift your chest. If you're okay, back you go for pins and needles. A little bit of arrow pose here, guys. Remember, I can be down on my knees, I could be lifted, wherever feels good. If you are tight in the hip flexor, lift and push your hips a little bit farther forward, right? We've already done a little pins and needles, so no big deal there. 1 more massive breath here. Slowly let that come out. And we're going to do a little Superman. So in Superman, I'm just going to demo the first one. You're only, uncurl your toes. You're only going to go out as far as you know you can pull back in. What ends up happening is we go out here and then we stick our butt back and we drag the hands back in. That's lovely for a rounding spine. But what I want you to do is pull back into an angry cat. So I'm only letting my hands go out as far as I can pull back, keeping my arms ahead of my shoulders instead of pulling my hands back first. So your torso is what moves first. and then crunch. So if I can go out farther, I will. Right? But not so far that suddenly you're in your lower back excessively. Right? So really think of pulling with your armpits, your lats, your teres major, and drawing everything down. Go 2 more. And go 1 more. And bring that off, roll those shoulders, open that up. So we're going to get into a little side lateral work. Go ahead and move your weights out of the way. You'll just need 1 glider, just 1 glider. Come over right onto the side of your body. So I've left this glider in a position that I can just sort of move my bottom arm with. So you know this is going to go into side sit-up teaser, right? My neck doesn't like this. My hand is forward and I have a block underneath my neck. My legs can be bent for stability, anchored on the back bottom leg, or reaching. From here, I'm just going to start my side leg lift series 1. Rib, rib, hip, hip, square if you can. This hand is off. Lift. If you're feeling ambitious, you can put a weight on the top of your leg here, right? I haven't, but you're welcome to. Watch that you're not lifting so high that you can actually get to here. If you can get to here, physically that is not workable if I am keeping straight on my pelvis. So your hips stay forward, your knee and your toes stay facing the side of the room, so you're finding your glute. If anything, lift with your heels slightly higher than your toes. So you're finding glute me, glute min, right? Not your hip flexor and your quad. And then hold here, give me little circles. Little circles, forward and backwards. Go 3, draw your abs in for control. 2, hand off to make it harder. Bottom leg lifted to make it even harder. Switch directions for 4. And 3. And 2, watch you're not wiggling in your spine. Now keep both legs reaching equally, both lifted. Try not to just have your toes touch. Try and have your ankles come together. Lift the top leg, lift the bottom leg to greet. Lower both. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Now lift both. 5, 4, squeeze them together. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So go ahead and bend the knees to 90 degrees. Now, if you know the full sit-up in full, you guys go right to it. I'm going to show you your modified first. My bottom hand is in my glider. My top hand is just reaching. I'm going to scoot back with the abdominals and just roll into like a half curl up here. Right? And then I'm going to roll and tilt my knees back. If you know you're okay with that, you're going to come around the corner and you're going to lift the legs and reach. And come back. Still okay, you're going to come around the corner, lift into a higher teaser, but maybe keep the knees bent. And roll it back down. And if you're good for it, legs go straight. Squeeze the inner thighs. Come into your full teaser. Reach the arms. Harder here. Arms go by your head as you lengthen into long. Choose where you want to go, guys. We've got 3 more of what you chose. Roll it. Reach it nice and strong. And then exhale, bring it down. So you'll feel one side of the oblique turn on more than the other. Your top oblique is working harder here because it starts the movement. And then the bottom set, join the party. Inhale, hold. And exhale, bring it down. This time, if you were only doing a half, come up to full because we're going to go mermaid. So scoop and roll, come up full. Hold your pose. Hand goes down. Switch the legs into your mermaid position. Play around with where you're seated. Tuck that heel a bit more into your bum and drop your sit bone down. Now, if that's hard to get the sit bone down, sit up on a little block, right? Reach the arm and let's side lateral over. Get a little stretch into the obliques. And then rotate down. Inhale, give me a side lateral. Reach it all the way out. This hand is going right in line with my sits bones. I'm rotating, and as I rotate, I'm going to lift my hip. And I'm going to go into my full one. So hand down, hand back, hand reaching. You choose it. Reach and lift. Reach and lift. So we're warming up those back extensors. Do me a favor and try not to come down flexing the spine. Come down lengthened in your spine. I'm choosing to reach my back leg sort of as a counterbalance. Right? So harder on the tricep would for me to keep that knee bent. That's harder on my tricep. Harder on my glute is for me to reach the leg long. Both are good. You choose it. Go one more time. Come all the way out. Tuck that heel into your booty. Over we go. Big breath here. Exhale, rotate down. Inhale, rotate to me. Come all the way out. Whole sequence, other side, right? Swing it around. I got my booty to the end of my mat. If I can't lie my head because of a shoulder issue here, I'm going to reach it and put a pad or a pillow underneath. That's up to you. First level would be to bend my knee to 90 degrees. It's more stable. It's a bigger anchor point. Second level would be to anchor my foot farther out, easier, closer in, harder, or stretch, stretch, right? Abs engaged, find your balance point. Side leg lift series 1. Notice if you're really, as we do these exercises, bearing down in the hand above your head. If you really feel yourself kind of posting with your fingertips, turn your palm up so you can't use your fingers to help you anchor, which throws you more into your core again, right? Little circles. Woo. All right, so if you can keep that hand above, do so. Trying to keep your body between two planes of glass, other than the leg, which circles out of the glass in a forward-backwards direction. Your shoulders are going to want to compensate and to help you by rocking back and forth. Keep everything else still, just hip mobility. Switch directions for 5 and 4, little circumduction on that hip, 3 and 2. And now close both legs, reach them together. Reach the top leg, lift the bottom leg to greet, lower both. Lift, lift, lower. Don't roll back on your ass like a kickstand. This is slow. Try not to turn your palm down to the floor and death grip. Inhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale. This is our stagger. Now let's go to double. Lift, lower. Should feel these muscles right here. The oblique muscles tense up in lateral to help you lift that lower half. Go one more time. And then go ahead and reach it strong. Bottom hand in. And I'm going to start with that modified with the knees bent for my side sit-up teaser. If you know the full one, go, right? My first one, I'm going to rib hip. And I'm going to roll and leave my feet down and stretch. Inhale here. My arm circles. And I just tilt my knees back. Working for me. Scoop the rib hip. Maybe the knees come off, but I'm still just coming into hundreds. And then roll it back. Feels good. Make sure you don't roll off your mat, you guys. I'm going to lift those legs up. Hold. And then roll it back down. Still good. Straighten out those legs. So you've got 4 more of whatever you have chosen. When you get to this position, double check that you don't have one leg longer than the other. Take a moment to wiggle and even out, because if one leg is longer than the other, that's coming from your pelvis, right? And as we come up, we might be slightly unequal, but we definitely want to equal out in the highest point. 2 more. How are we doing, gang? Breathe. The only thing is I can't hear if anybody's holding their breath. Breathe. And lift. So remember, at the top of the teaser, you're holding a slight flexion in your lumbar spine, and everything else is lengthened, definitely not extended. Hold here, and let's go into our mermaid. Wiggle into that. Just move your glider out of the way. Try and get that hip down. If the hip is not going to go down, sit up on a block. Grab that side of the ankle. Laterally flex. Rotate it down. Bring it back to lateral. And then lift. Now, as you lift, you can lift this back hip up to rotate. Stay lengthened. Stay lengthened. Both hands can go down. As I go here, one hand in the small of the back. If I want to get lower down on the tricep, I do have to sort of pendulum my back leg up. So I'm going to lift that back leg, squeezing my glute. If it feels good, I can reach both the arm and the leg. So now there's a lot of weight going into my one tricep and my back extensors. Go 4 more. Don't drop your head to the floor, you guys. Stay lengthened. 3 more. Weight into the tri. And 2. Inhale as you grow. Exhale as you contract down. Come all the way out. Tuck that heel in. Side lateral. Big breath. Rotational. Side lateral. And bring it all the way out. So I'm just going to swing my legs all the way around and go into a little bit of swan. I am going to use my gliders as an option. You don't have to. It is a little harder on the shoulders. So in Swan, my hands here, they're right underneath my chest line. It supports my shoulders and my back more. When my arms reach out into the gliders and I have to pull those in, harder. So that's up to you. I'm going to use my gliders out there. I'm going to show you the modified first. Come down, laterally rotate out rib to knee. I'm just going to take that mic off so I'm not eating it. Now, if my hands are here, my elbows are thumb is lined up with the shoulder, legs are laterally rotated. I'm reaching, pull your abs up and in, squeeze the glutes a bit, and then press into your swan. How high? Up to you, but stay connected. It's not floppy. And then bring it down. So if you're like, yeah, I got that. I feel good. You can put your pinky facing down, thumb facing up, not straight, but a slight angle. Find this first, that elevation depression of the shoulder, pulling down and away, and then go ahead and let that float up. Now, as it floats up, I turn my palms down, and then I turn my palms out to the sides, to the inside as I float in. So I'm going to exhale and lift, inhale. Now, my mat's getting in the way, so I'm going to move a little farther forward so I can get my hands underneath me to lengthen up. And then roll it down. So option here, as you come up, look off to one side, glider one, and lengthen down, and lengthen up, look the other way, bring it down. Now, if your back is in a happy place, glider two. Glide it in, look one way, the opposite heel comes into tush, and lengthen it out. One more from you guys. Glide it in, opposite heel to tush, draw those abs in strong, lengthen it out, beautiful. Keep your head down. Flirt your nose about an inch or two off. So your forehead and your neck are an inch or two off. Don't look up. Flirt. And then give me a hovering snow angel with the arms. So I'm hovering and I'm just snow angeling my arms. Now, if this feels okay, lift the legs a little bit. Try not to bend your knees. Extend them. Pull your belly button in. And lift. As you bring your arms down beside you, see if you can give me a little more extension in your spine. And as you bring your arms forward, you can lower down so your nose just touches. Feet touch. And then everything lengthens a little bit. Again, don't lead with your neck. And everything lowers. So I am in lateral rotation. I'm pulling the abs in. I'm reaching my arms down to my sides. And I'm squeezing my glutes and lifting my legs. Two more. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Beautiful, you guys. Now in this one, go ahead and bring it around. If the back is firing, either pull your abs in stronger or lower your legs. Turn your palms to the sky. Let go of your gliders. Turn your palms to the sky. Lift and lower through the shoulder girdle. Pull your abs in. Lift, lower. If you're okay, you can lift your chest a bit more. Still okay, you can lift the legs in complement to the arms. 5. Yes. 4. Draw those abs in strong. 3. We're almost there, guys. Exhale, 2. And last one. Bring those gliders all the way off to one side. Push yourself back into a wide sitting forward breathing position, child's pose, whatever you want to call it. Sway it from left to right. Get a little recovery on those back extensors. So here, it's your playtime, whatever recovery is for you, right? If forward flexion isn't where you want to go and it feels good to put your hands behind, kind of go beach pose. Go ahead and continue in an extended movement and go beach pose. Couple inhales, exhales. When you are good, drag your hands in from whatever position you chose. Feet into parallel. I like my hands on my mat. My feet are going to go on my floor. Lift into your last down dog for me, guys. Lift. Hamstrings worked against gravity in that last exercise, in extension, right? So they would have tightened up again. So go ahead and pot those feet a bit. Get rid of your shoulders. Walk your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees when you need to. From here, let everything dangle. Bend the knees, find ragdoll. Instead of looking at the floor, look through so the neck is fully inverted and just dangling. Head weight of the heavy head is just that anchor heavy point. Big breath here. And slowly fold all the way up. Vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Big inhale at the top. Exhale, hands down center heart. Let's stretch out. So I'm going to use just a piece of the wall. You don't have to hold on to anything. Let's stretch out the shins. If you've got lots of issues going on in your feet, use a pad as the final destination. If you've got no issues, go ahead and just point your toe under. Again, bunions, arthritis, anything funky in the foot, maybe that's as far as you can get it. If you can pull it in, press, and here I want to kind of cycle without sickling, right? There's a little sickle, but not a huge one, to the baby toe and then to the big toe. It's kind of getting a little stretch there. If I can straighten out this knee, I'm going to get more shin stretch. And then from there, I'm just going to play back and forth between front and back. So I'm just kind of going forward, backward, making sure that those toes, not just that poor ankle, has mobility. And then let's do the other side. You might have a dumbass side. This is my dumbass. It's my broken toe. And I've got to faithfully, and that was ages ago, but honestly, still causes me grief if I don't continue my kind of rehab physio type movements. Probably forever. Right? Is what it is sometimes when you take a joint issue or an injury through where you've got so much scar tissue that develops, right? So again, small sickle rolling from big toe to big toe to baby toe. And then if you can straighten out that knee, you'll get a beautiful shin stretch. And then back and forth between the toes, making sure everything's got mobility in that foot. Go ahead and just kind of play with those toes a little bit. Spread them out on the floor. They should have space like our fingers, maybe not as big, but space. And let's finish with a breath. Inhale as we come up. Exhale, hands down, center heart, little no on the neckline. Go in reverse, reach it up, open it. On this one, we're going to bend and do a sweep. So I'm just going to sweep and come up. Slow and controlled in the up. And then sweep and open. Go ahead and leave it in the open. We are done.